Hi, my name is Monique and I connect culture to corporations. All right, what is the number one misconception about booking keynote speakers for your event? So I feel like the biggest misconception that I've come across is that a big name automatically means it's a good fit. And so whilst this might not always be the case, sometimes I feel like a lot of organizations and event planners will just be super stoked and over the moon if they get like a really big and famous name, budgets align and everything like that too. But then sometimes some of those speakers, they don't do a ton of planning or a ton of research on the organization, and they might have their standard keynote that they always give. And it might not actually be the best fit for that organization or the client. So I feel like that this is the biggest misconception. A big and well-known speaker doesn't always guarantee that it's going to make a successful event or the perfect fit. I feel like it really comes down to making sure that the keynote speaker that you do decide really aligns with your goals and your messaging. So that's something that we always do a little bit differently. A lot of those meetings happen with me first, and so once we get everything locked in, then I can bring the speaker in. Then we actually have a planning call where we will actually talk through what are your organization's objectives? What are the meeting's objectives? If this is like a conference or something like that, what's coming up this year? What are some of the themes that are currently aligning from leadership messages from the top down? Just so that way when our speaker comes in, it just slots right in with that whole messaging. That's something that we do a little bit differently, but we want to make sure that it's a perfect fit inside and out. And then one thing that helps us stand apart from other speakers bureaus and agencies out there as well is that we care a lot more about that continued impact. So we always want to make sure that yes, when they come and deliver that keynote, they're creating lasting impressions and change and really driving action. But what happens 3 months down the road, 3 weeks down the road, right? Some of that energy and that hype can kind of fall off. So that way, when the energy does come to that 3 weeks or 3 months down the road, they do have some other continuing education and some other content that they can tap into to just really drive home that message and just reignite that energy as well. So yeah, that's all for today.